A moose faces a mountain, and an albatross is trying to do battle with a T-Rex. We're down to the final event here for the Strongmen at the 2024 Rogue Invitational at P&J Live in Aberdeen, Scotland. The Circus Medley, presented by GoRuck, is going to close things out here. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Kristen Rhodes and Lawrence Chalet and Laws. Mitchell Hooper has had a very Mitchell Hooper-like competition. He looks poised to win this whole thing, but plenty that needs to be decided behind him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Mitch has done extremely well. He's probably done enough as long as he executes to take the win and become a defending champion. However, second, third place, that is still a battle. We've got Evan Singleton is still within striking distance, and this is a great event for him. Tom Stoltman's looked like that confidence has grown as the contest has come on. And Hafthor Bjornsson, the first time he's been here, he wants to at least take second place. It's a pressing event. Wasn't so good yesterday. He needs to perform if he wants to take that second place trophy.
Let's take a look at the overall standings coming into the sixth and a final event. And as I mentioned, Mitch Hooper has been extremely consistent. What else is new throughout this competition? 45 total points. He's got a 7-point lead on Hafthor Bjornsson. Tom Stoltman currently sits in the third and final spot on the podium, but he's only 1.5 points up on Evan Singleton for that last spot in the top three. Mitch Hooper, I don't know what more you can say about this guy, Laws, but he is just hard to beat because of how consistent he is.
He's just a phenomenal athlete, and even though he's made a couple of mistakes, they didn't cost him too much in the end. He could have been better. However, he's consistently been in those top three. 3 second-place finishes, 1 third place, and in the last event, the yoke escalator, he took a win. He's given himself a 7-point lead, and we're going into one of his favorite events. So I expect him, as long as all goes well, to take the win. He really is just a phenomenal athlete.
The athletes will be lifting 4 implements, the 210-pound kettlebell, 253-pound sear dumbbell, and they have 2 Circus axles, the first one at 375 pounds, the second one at 405 pounds.
Who are we keeping an eye on here? Who do you like?
Mitch Hooper is the world record holder when it comes to the axle. I expect him to take the win on this one. He doesn't need the win, but you want to finish strong at the Rogue Invitational. He won the title last year. To become a back-to-back winner would mean the world to him, and I'm sure he wants to go out winning the final event.
Let's bring in Kiki Dixon down on the floor.
Guys, when I was back talking with the Strongmen earlier, there was a bit of buzz about the kettlebell, right? It's that new implement here. There is a learning curve with this particular implement. Mitch said that there's some tips and tricks you have to have in order to get it up, but he wasn't willing to share what those tips and tricks were. He said that his source was Brent Fikowski, and unfortunately for Mitch, there was Brent talking with a lot of strongmen after that, so we'll see if it pays off.
Well, if you don't know much about Brent Fikowski and you're not very familiar with the CrossFit world, his nickname is the Professor. So if you're looking for someone to coach you, that's one of the guys you want to go to.
Especially on an event they're not used to doing as well. Mitch is smart. He'll go and talk to the right people. But another person to watch on this event could be Pavlo Kordiaka, and also Tom Stoltman is great when it comes to a vet. He won the log lift last year in the final.
Here we go. First up, the 210-pound, 95-kilo kettlebell.
Tristan looks like he's struggling big time with that kettlebell. What can Pablo do? It's hard to lock this implement out. 210 pounds, that's 95 kilograms. One hand, and you can see they lock it out, but it's just pulling your wrist away.
It's pulling them back. It's so big and so round.
Well, you really have to groove that thing perfectly in order for it not to knock you off balance.
I've never seen this kind of weight pressed on a kettlebell before. Huge weight. You can see they've got the power to get it to arm's length. It's then holding it locked out. Because you're asking the wrist to hold 95 kilos, 210 pounds.
Kordiaka is getting close on this thing. He just can't lock it out long enough.
Kordiaka is such an explosive overhead lifter. You know, if he gets to those axles, I'm convinced he'll put them both overhead. He's so strong, so explosive. You just can't keep this kettlebell in place. And Tristan having the same issue. He's got it locked out a few times. There you go, but straight back down. And whichever side that kettlebell goes, it just seems to pull their arm out of place.
It's almost like if you notice it's hitting their elbow and it's just kind of knocking their elbow back down.
Final 30 seconds here before we hit the 2-minute time cap of both Hoth and Kordiaka.
I'm convinced if Kordiaka moved on to the dumbbell and the kettle and the axles, he gets these reps. But this is a new implement that's just throwing these athletes off. If anyone can come out and do this, it's going to be supreme.
Kordiaka was close.
That was great. I'd be
close.
giving him that. Again, Tristan gets it up, but is not able to stabilize. He must have pressed that thing about 10 times.
Well, neither Kordiaka nor Hoth can press the 210-pound kettlebell. And that'll do it for their 2024 Rogue Invitational. Both of them making their first appearances here. With leg power, something that's going to be very crucial as these men work their way through this event.
Yeah, unlike a log lift, which really requires that shoulder and tricep strength, these implements are a bit more about leg power. Stability is key. That was the big issue there on the kettlebell. And then obviously if you can get through these implements as quick as possible, it's a massive advantage, because at the end of the day, it is who can do them the fastest.
Right, absolutely.
Bobby Thompson and Luke Stoltman will be up next.
Now, Bobby and Luke, two massive log presses. How does that transfer to these implements?
Well, and like we said, it's so different, the log press versus, you know, a single arm press. It's definitely very different, the way that you brace, the stability, all of it.
Let's see. Love to see these guys get through this kettlebell and show us what they can do on the dumbbell and the axle. Both supremely strong overhead presses. Luke is up to the shoulder. And he gets it. There we go. That's how to do it.
And Thompson.
And Bobby Thompson gets it as well.
And now moving on to the dumbbell.
Now we have a contest.
253 pounds on the dumbbell, 115 kilos.
Great dumbbell press there by Luke Stoltman. Can Bobby match him?
And Thompson
can't. Come on, Bobby. Right, Luke is taking on the 375-pound, 170-kilo axle.
Still has more than a minute to go here, does Luke Stoltman.
Pops to the stomach. Big, that's good. He's going to get this. He's got the power now to press this overhead. There you go.
Stoltman has that. He'll move on to the final axle.
That was quick.
405 pounds, 184 kilos for the Highland Oak. Looking to bring all these fans out of their seats if he hits this.
This place is going to go electric if Luke Stoltman can get this axle. Bobby Thompson still not giving up. Let's see what Luke Stoltman can do. 405 pounds, 184 kilos.
Stoltman now with his hands on the axle, right side of your screen.
Come on, Luke. Big pop, come on.
There we go, come on. There we go.
Let's help him.
Come on.
Yes! Does he? Yes, he does!
That was amazing. That was amazing. This crowd is going crazy.
Luke Stoltman finishes with a bang, and listen to this crowd.
What a finish for the Highland Oak. Luke Stoltman, first of our male athletes to finish this final event. And look at him, he is pumped up. Bobby Thompson, the first man to congratulate him. Great sportsmanship. What power.
145.69 seconds for Luke Stoltman, who was perfect on every single attempt.
And after the first two athletes really struggling, he made easy work of that kettlebell. It was good to see. If you're strong enough, it's not a problem.
Exactly. You can't lift it, get stronger.
Absolutely. Look at that, he worked hard for that last rep. Down signal, he's happy.
And he's going to be happy anytime he finishes something like this, but the fact that it's here in his home country just elevates that to the next level.
So much.
Well, next up, Matthew Ragg and Thomas Evans. Good luck following that, guys.
Yeah. So we saw Thomas Evans on the grip into the press. His log lifting was superb.
Picked up the event win and grip and pressed it. Stolman. Matthew Ragg's best finish was in the deadlifts when he pulled 950 pounds to take third.
Heavily strapped arm there of Thomas Evans. How does that impact his Circus medley?
10 seconds. Stand by.
Luke Stolman is not far behind these two athletes. They need to really perform and keep him behind them. Otherwise, Luke could certainly shoot up that leaderboard.
Tom made quick work of that 210-pound kettlebell, now onto the 253-pound, 150-kilo dumbbell. That is fantastic.
And Matt Ragg gets the kettlebell as well.
Well, Thomas Evans is assaulting this right now, onto the 375-pound axle.
Come on.
Both arms on this one.
Just can't lock that one out. Almost had it.
That heavily strapped arm was just lagging a little bit. It's quick through those first two. That could be points for him.
He's very quick.
And he's going to come back and have another attempt at this axle. Matt Ragg on the dumbbell, 253 pounds, 115 kilos. These are massive weights. And he gets
great
it.
fight for Matthew Ragg as Evans makes his second attempt.
There we go.
He's got it.
There we go.
I think he forgot about the pain on that one. He was just blocking it out. What a warrior.
And now Evans will step up to the 405-pound, 184-kilo axle as Ragg is on the 375-pound bar. Well, Evans is going to have time for probably just one attempt here. And he's stepping up to go. Luke Stolman has the time to beat. That's going to stand.
He's not going to beat Luke, though.
Evans is not going to make another attempt. Good competition for Thomas Evans. Has an event win yesterday, and Matthew Ragg's going to call it as well. And that leads us down to our final two heats. So far, Luke Stolman, the only man to finish, and his brother Tom is coming up next.
And Luke's time could play a role in deciding podium positions here. You look at how close the top are. 38 points for Hafthor Bjornsson, 36 for Tom, and Evan Singleton only 1.5 points behind there in fourth.
And Evans got off to a great start. He was quick through those first two.
Very, very fast. You could see the arm affecting him a little bit on this, but he came back and he pressed it anyway.
And this was his second attempt.
Look at that.
First one, he just missed the press and just didn't have enough in the tank to go after 405. A good showing for Evans and his final event here. And now Tom Stolman, coming in third place overall, is going to take on the man who's directly behind him, just 1.5 points back, Evan Singleton.
Now, both these guys are very good overhead. Both good on dumbbells, both good at axles, both fast. This could be exciting. They need to put the pressure onto Hafthor Bjornsson.
Hafthor's only, as you mentioned, 2 points up on Stolman for second place.
I've been impressed with Evan Singleton this week. His year's not been the greatest for him, but he is finishing this year strong. He's looking a bit calmer, a little bit more focused, and it's paying off. He's been very consistent as well.
I'm just going to say he's stayed in the middle of the pack pretty much this whole time.
Yeah, only he and Hooper are the only two athletes who haven't finished lower than fifth.
Yeah.
10 seconds. Stand by.
The T-Rex against the Albatross. This could decide who winds up on the podium.
Easy.
Singleton threw that quickly. Stoltman now struggling on the kettlebell. This is big for Evan Singleton. Stoltman hasn't locked out.
Lift.
And now Singleton has trouble at 253. Here comes Stoltman to the dumbbell. And Tom locking that out. Singleton locks out that out. We're neck and neck.
Tom
going to 375.
Got to keep an eye on the clock as well as the lifts.
And Tom will lock that out. Singleton has got to get this if he wants a chance of winding up in the top 3.
Stabilizes.
And he will make it. And now both men moving on to 405.
Now can he match Big Brother Luke and get this 405-pound axle? He mistimed his drive on the 375.
Singleton has yet to get his hands on the axle.
Come on, Tom. Adjust. Now big pop from those hips. He needs more leg drive this time. He used it, just kind of utilized his upper body on the last lift. He's got to use that leg power. That's better.
Stoltman is not going to lock it out. Singleton going after it. Stoltman can't get it.
But if it stays like this, Tom will stay ahead of Evan Singleton.
Singleton has got to hit this if he wants a chance of passing Stoltman, as you said, Lodge. This is a huge attempt for him. He's got 30 seconds left. He's only going to get one chance. He better hurry here.
We still have Hafthor Bjornsson to come. Hafthor will be watching this, thinking there's a chance.
Singleton needs this rep. He better get started quickly here.
Gonna go for it. One last effort from Evan Singleton. Can he get it? Oh, he couldn't quite get it to the shoulders.
The Singleton and Stoltman will tie.
And Tom Stoltman was slightly faster through the first 3 implements. Two fantastic athletes.
And now we'll see what happens in the final heat. But
you look at this replay, the first attempt at the kettlebell, Tom got that one wrong, but he came back and does what a champion does, figures it out, executed well on that second attempt.
That was a nice, quick correction, because that first lift, you sort of think, uh-oh.
Yes.
And
you can panic as well. You know, when you get it wrong,
sure,
panic sets in, but he didn't let that happen.
Well, especially when the guy who's trying to beat you is on the floor at the same time.
Singleton made short work of the kettlebell, but then he made the mistake on the dumbbell.
That was the fastest attempt we've seen so far.
Yep. That was the second attempt where he got it right. Big pop up to the shoulders. But you could see Tom had already locked out. Good press there from Evan. Needed to stabilize the feet. Gets the down signal. But it's Luke Stoltman who is in the lead.
He is the only man who's finished this event. And Evan Singleton making sure the crowd knows who came out on top in that battle.
Now the good thing for Hafthor on these first 2 implements, the pec shouldn't affect the pressing. It's going to come down to that axle. How much has he got left?
Well, he's got to get at least through the 375-pound axle to make sure he holds off Stoltman.
Yeah, and that's going to be his goal. I don't think he's going to worry about finishing this. He wants to be quick and efficient on these first 3 implements.
And Hooper just needs to avoid a total disaster here.
Yeah, Hooper needs to make sure he gets his first kettlebell. You saw in the video he's been trying to get all the advice and keep it to himself, but that didn't happen. But he is the world record holder when it comes to the axle, so he's going to want to finish this. And Hafthor wants to prove that his pressing is coming back. He'd been looking good in training, didn't execute on the log, but these are different implements.
210 pounds on the shoulder for both Bjornsson and Hooper. Hooper gets that no problem. And Hafthor did not lock that out, didn't show control enough.
Pressed it easily, but just needs to make sure he holds it for a moment for the down signal.
So the coaching for Mitch Hooper pays off, and now this is his first dumbbell attempt.
There, that's better by Hafthor. Mitch holds it this time.
Now onto the axle, so Mitch Hooper.
I think Mitch is broken.
Understands
Even
it.
Mitch
He knows where he is.
pain. Come on, Thor, press it out.
Come on, there we go.
That's impressive
There we
tricep
go.
strength to do
Wow.
that.
Both men to the 375-pound axle. Hathor trying to get the crowd behind him here.
It's been a brutal contest for these athletes. They are feeling it.
Hooper has that.
Can Hathor get this axle?
That's a big lift for Bjornsson.
Come on. There we go.
Yes, come on, Hathor.
There we go.
And he
There we
has
go.
it.
That's good to
Huge
see.
for Bjornsson
Huge.
as he looks to stay in second place.
What happened there?
You can't step over it. You have to go around it.
Okay, so well pointed out.
Yeah.
So it looks like, unless, I think Luke Stoltman might take the win on this, but can we see any other athletes finish this circus medley?
Both men getting their hands on the axle at the same time. Mitch Hooper looking to put some finishing touches on his championship run. Hathor looking to stay in second place. Mitch Hooper has it. Repeat champion.
That is your 2024 Invitational champion.
If you were with us earlier, he said that he got a video from his wife as his 8-month-old son saying the word dada for the first time. Daughter, pardon me.
Yeah.
Oh, now you better teach her how to say champion.
Oh, she'll be saying champion for sure. Very proud of her dada. Hathor Bjornsson showing tremendous respect there. A great champion in his own right. But today is Mitchell Hooper's day.
2024 Rogue Invitational Scotland Champion, Mitchell Hooper.
He's just always so much fun to watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Rogue Invitational Strongman Champion, Mitchell Hooper!
He hasn't had it all his own way this time. He's had to work hard. He's only got one event win, but it's that consistency that we talk about all the time. Second place, second place, second place, third place, first place, and finally one more second place. That is hard to beat when you're never outside the top 3 on an event. We've seen incredible performances from other athletes. Thomas Evans in the farmers into the log lift. Hathor Bjornsson winning a number of events. Tom Stoltman and Luke Stoltman winning this final event. But the consistency of the Canadian is what makes him the great champion he is. And now he is the 2-time Rogue Invitational champion.
Bringing home a gold medal to his daughter. As he blocks out that last press, only he and Luke Stoltman finished this event inside the 2-minute time cap. And just another incredible performance from the Moose. Let's go down to Kiki Dixon with your champion.
Mitch, congratulations on becoming 2-time Rogue Invitational Strongman Champion. Please share your secrets with us. How do you keep dominating?
I don't know. Actually, this weekend it popped up a big deadlift that got me invited to World's Strongest Man, and that was only 4 years ago. 2.5 years ago, no one knew who I was, and frankly, if you lined the 10 strongmen up and you just had any ordinary person pick the winner, no one's putting me top 3. So either this is incredible or I have a dream to wake up from. Either way, I'll ride the wave.
Ride the wave, keep the dream alive. You do make it look so easy, but what was your biggest mental or physical challenge during this competition, and how did you overcome it?
I think just staying in the moment. When you get off to a good start and you build any sort of lead, it's easy to become complacent. But say that kettlebell, for example, we saw guys not able to complete it. I was struggling with that kettlebell. In fact, I said, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to do that. And I watched 6 guys go out and do it. So I think, okay, I guess this is going to have to happen now. So yeah, really just staying in the moment, especially with family back home. Ash, Peyton, everyone watching at home, love you guys. I appreciate the support from afar. And yeah, it's time to soak it in now.
There's been a lot of friendly trash talking amongst you and the fellow competitors. Any final words for the fellas?
No, we'll let it speak for itself, and it all is friendly. It's funny. We might be big dudes, but in the end, we got into this because we like just lifting weights by ourselves, and more of us are shy than not. So, no legitimate, no real trash talk, but happy to take home first prize.
Congratulations, Mitch Hooper.
I don't know if you're someone who's looking to dethrone Mitch Hooper, how you're going to do it, because as you mentioned, just the consistency, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You got to get help. You need more than one person to knock this guy out.
Well, there's some fantastic athletes out there. Mitch Hooper is riding a wave right now, and it is that, you know, he looks at every aspect of the sport, and if the other guys want to catch up, they need to look at what he's doing. He's taken the sport to another level, but we do have so many fantastic strongmen out there that will no doubt be training hard over the winter to come back and really challenge in the big contests next year.
For the second year in a row, Mitch Hooper is your Rogue Invitational champion. Inez Carrasquillo takes it for the women. Thanks for being with us, everybody. That's going to do it for the Strongman and Strong Women competitions here in Aberdeen, Scotland.